I'm trying something a little different today, and I thought this would be a pretty interesting idea. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be ranking every single Mario Kart 8 Deluxe character. Now, I'm not doing this live, of course, because I feel like I'll get distracted easily if I do it live. I said do. Anyways, I figured it'd be really nice to give all of my thoughts on all of the Mario Kart 8 characters. Just a warning, I will probably diss one of your favorite characters. Feel free to dislike the video if you aren't cool with my opinions. But with that being said, we're going to rank all of the characters. I have written a script for this, actually. It's only the intro and outro that aren't scripted, because I feel like writing an intro is kind of cringe, so I'm just doing it improv, because improv is cool. Not enough people do that. So anyways, we are going to start from the bottom. There are 43 characters that I'm going to rank. There's supposed to be 42, but I kind of fucked up, so there's 43. Anyways, we are going to get to number 43, female Inkling, aka Cringe. She only serves as a reminder of my tragic past, and I also think she sounds very annoying, and anyone who picks her will just make me think of my PTSD. Either way, I don't like her design, her noises, or the game she comes from. The reason I put her at the very bottom is because she mentally hurts me, which a lot of the other characters don't. I don't want to explain it in this video, but just know this character affects me in a very negative way, so I'm sorry if you really like her, but it's just my past does not sit right with her. If you know me, then you'll know that I do not like Splatoon, because of a very tragic past of mine that I don't really like to bring up that much. But let's just say that I was obsessed, and I became very unhealthy, and I don't want to be like that ever again. Let's just put it simply. Number 42 is male Inkling, aka male Cringe. Not nearly as bad as female Cringe, because he's annoying. He's not as annoying. That part wasn't scripted. Since he's from the same game as her, he pretty much does the same thing, only difference is maybe he's not as annoying. That part was scripted. He's only slightly less annoying, but he's also from Splatoon still, so I don't like him. Number 41, Pinkle Peach. Seriously, why is she even a character? I don't care if it was cute to include her as a wife to Metal Mario or anything. Metal Mario don't need bitches, he's completely fine on his own. Besides, Metal Mario is just Mario with a metal cap on anyway. Does Boom Mario need a Boo Peach too? No, he doesn't, it's just a power-up. My biggest issue is just how lazy she is. For one, she was just made up exclusively for this game, which bothers me a lot. The only reason she was created is to save on development costs. They could have easily kept the game in development for a few more weeks and given us a veteran like Diddy Kong, Birdo, Funky Kong, or even PD Piranha. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that I don't like Pinkle Peach, right? I mean, I probably share the majority thought with a lot of people that Pinkle Peach is kind of shit. By the way, if you hear me pause, that's because script and then my afterthoughts. Didn't think I'd be doing it this way, but here we are anyways. Number 40, Baby Rosalina. Baby Rosalina goes in this spot for a lot of the reasons Pinkle Peach does. She's a made-up character just to save on development costs once again. Now, the reason why she angers me is because of her design. We know what a younger Rosalina looks like from Super Mario Galaxy. Her design is a lot more pure and quite the opposite of regal at that point in her life. Rosalina's story left quite the impact on us and might be the reason why so many people like her as a character. That's why this design bothers me, as it completely contradicts how she looked as a child. Either way, if you pick Baby Rosalina, you're a fucking weirdo. Number 39, Baby Daisy. Baby Daisy has the lucky bout of already being in a Mario Kart game prior to this one, but that doesn't mean I like her. Once again, she's a made-up character. Sorry that I have to use this excuse for 3 characters in a row. But if you're going to include a character in Mario Kart, at least be creative. And no, putting your wife in a pink gold suit does not count as creative. The only advantage she has over Baby Rosalina is that I can maybe see this being how Daisy looked as a baby. I mean, if Peach can pull it off, then maybe Daisy can. Number 38, Cat Peach. Look, Nintendo, I get you wanted to be all cute and add a costume for one of your recent games, but Catch Peach just doesn't do it for me. Maybe it's just because of my bias and hatred toward furries, but she's just Peach in a furry suit. We really didn't need that. I think quality over quantity should have been your principle when releasing some of these characters as DLC. Yeah, I don't really like Cat Peach, honestly. She's just kind of weird. Like, I guess she's from 3D World and everything, but I don't know. Cat Peach seems just weird to me. Number 37, Baby Peach. Out of all the baby lassies, Baby Peach is probably the one I hate the least. Sure, she's still super annoying and has no right to have a license, but that goes for about any of the babies, really. She gets a pass for a single reason, and that's because of her inclusion in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I really like that game, actually, and her inclusion makes sense with the whole theming of it. So her inclusion in Mario Kart really doesn't bother me as much. She's still annoying though, and I'll hate you if you pick her. Yeah, Baby Peach... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Baby Peach is also in Yoshi's Island DS, so she gets a pass. Number 36, Lemmy. Honestly, out of all the Koopalings, I find it really hard to pick one to hate on the most. I think during my time with Mario Kart, though, I've grown to dislike Lemmy the most. Maybe it's his small stature, or goofy look, or maybe it's his high-pitched whiny voice. Back in the Wii U days, when we had to unlock everyone, getting Lemmy unlocked was like a kick in the nads. I seriously can't find myself to care about him. I don't dislike Lemmys as say, Baby Rosalina or Pinkle Peaches, but I certainly don't look forward to seeing him. This one might be a bit mean. I don't know, I had to put one of the Koopalings down here at the bottom, so I guess it was Lemmy. Number 35, Wendy. I think it's safe to say that of every Koopaling, Wendy is probably the one I hear the least nice things about. I don't blame them, though. I think she has a pretty repulsive design. At least with some of the other Koopalings, they have some likable features, like Ludwig's cool hair or Roy's sunglasses. I swear they tried to design her to be as slutty as possible. Only reason why I tolerate her more than Lemmy is because I barely see anyone use her. She's also slightly less annoying, so she has that over him. Number 34 is the Miis. This is the point in the list where I think it gets really hard to rank the characters. I've never been the biggest fan of the Mii's inclusion in the games such as Mario Kart or the Super Smash Bros. Series. One of the biggest reasons I dislike them is their extremely alien voice. Now how cool would it be if you could record a few voice samples and put them in the game yourself, like Wheel of Fortune or the Wii? Nintendo sure as hell wouldn't allow it, but it'd at least give them some more personality. I also just find their getup notoriously ugly. I get it's supposed to keep them safe, but to be honest, I'd rather just see them in standard clothes at this point. Number 33, by the way, is my shortest entry. Number 33, Larry. Larry can be pretty funny as a joke pick, but I really can't take him seriously. I don't have much more negative to say about him. He's just kinda lame, I guess. At least we can compare him to some of the other Koopalings. Number 32. This is probably gonna piss off a lot of people. Waluigi. The reasoning is going to sound pretty petty, but have you ever just gone into a lobby and you end up being matched with 10 Japanese people? Guess which character they're using. Yeah, just guess. It's fucking Waluigi. I honestly don't mind Waluigi in games like Mario Party, or hell, even the sports games. He's fine in, I don't know, Double Dash maybe, and in 7... Oh wait, he isn't in that one. Do you think Waluigi being the meta is the people's revenge and outcry for him not being in Smash and Mario Kart 7? Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised. Either way, the overabundance of Waluigi on the Wiggler bike is ridiculous. It's far stupider than the Funky Kong meta if you ask me, and for that reason, I will never play Waluigi in this game. Disregard the fact that I played him in Season 1. Number 31, Daisy. Hi, I'm Daisy. How about you shut the hell up? I'll be real, I was never the biggest fan of Daisy. She looks nice, I guess, but her vocal Valley Girl voice can only go on so much before you feel like developing a case of swimmer's ear. Sorry to all you Daisy fans out there. I've just always found her extremely grating, and for that reason I put her right here on my list. I still find it hard to believe that this annoying lass is the second best character in Mario Kart Wii. I'll pick another midweight over her any day, thank you very much. Number 30 is Villager Boy. There's not a lot I find wrong with Villager Boy, it's just that I find him pretty forgettable, to be honest. I see more people pick the girl version over him. She has a whole lot more personality than this cardboard cutout. Sure, maybe he laughs here and there, but that's just everyday boy activity. Why'd you pick some random scrub when you could be a fire-breathing dragon? Number 29, Baby Luigi. Yet another baby character. This is Baby Luigi, who I think is the second best out of the babies, but being a half-decent baby doesn't really do you any favors. Baby Luigi has the privilege of being a mainstay since Yoshi's Island, and being only maybe slightly annoying since he's, well, Luigi. And who doesn't love that green pickle man? My only problem really is him being lightweight, and I'm not particularly fond of them. Number 28 is Rosalina. Can't say I've ever been the biggest fan of Rosalina either. I've always found her inclusion in the modern Mario games to be a bit unwarranted, but I should probably be over that by now. I feel like Nintendo uses her a little too much though. She was pretty cool back in Mario Kart Wii, but Galaxy was brand new at the time, so it kinda makes sense. Nowadays she's pretty much used for fan service, so her being in Mario Kart 8 is kinda eh for me. I don't hate her as much as other characters, but you could easily remove her and I wouldn't mind too much. Again, that one might be a bit mean. I don't know, maybe I was just in a bad mood when I wrote this, but that's what I'm saying. Sorry if I diss your character. Number 27, Bowser Jr. I don't really have too many problems with good old Blowjob Jr. over here. He is Bowser's only son after all, so he gets a bit of sympathy from me. Doesn't mean I play him over some other characters though. I remember even being a little pissed off at his inclusion in Smash 4 back in the day. But you know what? After him taking a break from 7 and 8 on the Wii U, I think him being included is a kind gesture, so he ain't that bad. Number 26, Lakitu. Okay, so who let Lakitu's mentally deranged younger brother join the raising system? I ain't complaining, it's just kinda weird. I used to quite like Lakitu back in Mario Kart 7, if only for how surreal his inclusion was. But nowadays in 8, the effect is just kinda worn off, so Lakitu's just kinda there for me. If you ask me to name all the characters by memory, chances are I'd forget to list him since he's that unremarkable. Not a bad character, he's just not worth playing in my opinion. Honestly, I feel like in hindsight I probably should have put Bowser Jr. over Lakitu, but oh well, ain't changing this list now. Number 25 is Toad. Next up is the man with the head that looks like a penis. Sorry, I meant to say it's Toad. I'm surprised I don't see more people playing him in the game. I used to be a blue Toad stan back in the day. You know, Buckenberry. Either way, Toad's heavily outclassed by a lot more of the interesting characters, so I don't really play as him. He isn't as annoying as some of the other characters either, so he gets a pass for me. Number 24 is Isabelle. I'm sad to say that I've never been a huge fan of Isabelle. I outright hated her inclusion in Smash at first, so just let that sink in for how much I value her. Around the time of 8's release, Isabelle was booming in popularity after the success of New Leaf, so it only makes sense to put her in after pleasing all the fans. However, all these years later, her inclusion in 8 is just kinda out there for me. I mean, if you play for Isabelle, good for you, but she's definitely one of the weirder characters in this game. I think I was trying to make weird sound like a negative thing. She's alright, you know, but still, she's not from Mario, so it feels, you know, odd to me. Number 23 is Iggy. Iggy's okay. He's definitely one of the most all-around Koopalings in my opinion. I don't love him nor hate him. He's got some nice sense of hair and fashion, so I can tolerate him. Wouldn't pick him over some of the other Koopalings though. He can get a little annoying at times, but honestly I'd say that's more to his benefit than anything. Not a whole lot to say about Iggy, he's just alright. Number 22, Baby Mario. Ah yes, it's the OG baby character in Nintendo. I used to play Baby Mario back in the Double Dash days, not gonna lie, so I have a bit more appreciation for him than all the other characters. Say what you want about his obnoxious crying in Yoshi's Island, it never bothered me as much as the other babies. As for him being an 8, I don't really see anyone play as him, nor do I think I've ever picked him seriously. Number 21 is Peach. Ah yes, the OG broad. I say out of all the lovely princesses, Peach is the one I have the least problems with. Y'all probably gonna find my taste trash, but hey, everyone's different. Either way, I don't mind her, but because she's so average, I don't really have a whole lot to comment on. If you play Peach, you're okay in my book. Number 20 is Roy. We're at the top 20 now, lads. I would honestly put Roy a little higher if it wasn't for his relevance in the meta. Roy isn't as prevalent as Waluigi, but when I see a Roy online, I just know things aren't going to go well for me. I do really like him as a Koopaling, but it's because of my aforementioned statements that I'm just not as into him. He does give some nice speed bonuses though, so he gets bonus points for that. I probably should have picked a different word besides bonus, I shouldn't have used that word twice. Number 19 is Link. Oh hey, it's the man that screams at just about everything. I honestly got no issues with Link. His inclusion in Mario Kart is outlandishly bizarre, but I think that's why he's so intriguing. I don't recall ever playing as him, but he's a fantastic choice if you're a super big Zelda fan. I wouldn't consider myself a big Zelda fan though, so him being there is just nice, that's all I can really say. Number 18 is Koopa Troopa. Now we have this sad little guy who just wants to do his best. Finding a Koopa Troopa player is like trying to find a marshmallow in your 5-year-old's box of Lucky Charms. They already ate all the marshmallows, so good luck finding one. I do like Koopa Troopa. I used to play him a lot in Double Dash, so I have a soft spot for him. He's just hardly ever used by me in 8 for some reason, which is a bit of a shame. Seems like he's always being outclassed by his skeletal counterpart. Number 17 is Tanooki Mario. I wasn't sure where I was going to put this guy, but I think 20 is okay. I forgot to change that to 17. You might call me a hypocrite for putting Tanooki so high. You put Cat Peach so low, so I thought you hated furries. Now hear me out, I'm super biased towards Mario. Not only that, but Tanooki Mario has a lot more significance than Cat Peach does. Mario 3 is one of my favorite 2D Mario games, and I always thought Tanooki Mario was pretty cool. If I see you playing Tanooki Mario online, I'm gonna think you're pretty cool. Number 16 is Ludwig. Now we can give it up for one of my other favorite Koopalings, that being Ludwig. I've always thought Ludwig was kind of a badass, and well, he's maybe not as much of a badass in this game, but he's still got that really rockin' hair that a lot of the Koopalings are known for. Maybe I just really like that 1900s style though. Either way, I like him a lot, so he gets a pass from me. Number 15, Donkey Kong. It's pretty hard to hate the old dongly knob. I have deep respect for anyone who chooses to play as him. He's also a nice reminder that Nintendo completely disregarded his best friend Diddy Kong and his bodacious cousin Donkey Kong. Please bring them back. Either way, that's unrelated. I do like Donkey Kong, even though I don't play him. He also literally dabs when he tricks. That's just hilarious. Number 14 is Luigi. It's time for everyone's favorite scaredy cat, Luigi. While I may not be as big a fan as everyone else, it's hard to deny the impact he's had on the Mario Kart community. Remember the Luigi death stare? I actually forgot about that, but I remember it anyways. Luigi is universally unhateable, so that's why I rank him so high. Other than that, he's just decent to me. Number 13, Yoshi. In recent years, I've grown to really love Yoshi a lot. I used to pass him off, but now I think he's a pretty cute inclusion. He also has the benefit of being one of the 2 characters to have a total of 9 different variations. My favorites are probably Pink Yoshi and Black Yoshi, just for fun. Only reason I really pick Yoshi though is to signify a rebellion or split myself on a team. If you main Yoshi, you're cool. Number 12, Dry Bones. The Dry Bones community's dying, reposted You're a True Boner. Despite being the slowest character in the game, Dry Bones is a character that's incredibly hard to dislike. Maybe it's just funny movements or rattly voice. I just can't help but love this little dude. He's a good pick if you struggle with the breakneck speeds at 200cc. Other than that, he's really great, and I'll never have a bone to pick with someone who mains Dry Bones. Okay, I'll see myself out. Number 11, Villager Girl. Not sure why she's so high up, that's just what my instincts told me. I'd say she takes the cake as one of the cutest characters in Mario Kart, right next to Yoshi. Compared to the bland boy variant, the Villager Girl just exudes a certain aura of positivity that I really appreciate. I don't really find myself playing as her, but I certainly can't argue with anyone who plays as her. Her inclusion in the game is okay at best, but nonetheless, I'm ultimately fine with it. Now we're at the top 10s. Number 10, Mario. Yeah, I bet you were wondering when Mario was going to show up. Mario deserves his top 10 spot, at least in my opinion. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been on Team Mario. Maybe it's just because I wanted to be an outlier to the sheer amount of Luigi fans over Mario fans. It also helps that I prefer the color red over green. I have zilch problems with Mario. He's just a happy, outgoing guy who wants to add his flavorful Italian spirit to the ring. Now, while I don't see myself playing as Mario in 8, I do like him in a handful of other Nintendo games. Either way, Mario earns my respect. Number 9, Morton. Now we have arguably my favorite Koopaling in the game. If you ask me who my fave is, I would usually flip-flop between Morton, Roy, and Ludwig. But I think in the context of Mario Kart 8, though, I think Morton is the one I'd say I have the most positive experience with. I played him a little bit back in Season 1 of my Mario Kart 8 series. If you want to go check that out. I think his nonsensical demeanor makes him pretty likable, and his high speed stats also make him a good choice for when I play. Number 8, Toadette. It's a bit odd to admit, but I'm a pretty huge fan of Toadette. I've always really liked her in the Mario Party games. She comes off as this really kind girl in a lot of her appearances, and she's usually a lot calmer too, which makes her like twice as interesting as Toad to me. She's not bothersome, and she also gets bonus points for being cute and pink. So yeah, I'll respect anyone who decides to go with her as their pick. Number 7, Bowser. I'm also pretty surprised I put Bowser this high. In recent years, I've grown to really love Bowser. He's just this very soft big guy who's misunderstood by being a hopeless romantic. Sure, maybe he tried to destroy the universe a few times, but at the end of the day, he's just being a good dad who wants the best for his son. Regarding how I feel about him in 8 though, him being a heavyweight gives him the obvious edge. It's a shame not more people pick him, due to being outclassed by... Number 6, Dry Bowser. Bowser decided to hell with flesh, I'm gonna become like my brethren Dry Bones. While I do love Bowser, I think Dry Bowser is the much cooler version. Sure, maybe Dry Bowser could be considered a clone, but he's a damn cool one at that. His speed slightly surpasses Bowser, at least from my experience. And I'm just a huge skeleton nut. I like my bonies friends, what can I say? Plus there's something really badass about Bowser burning off all his skin and just coming back as a skeleton zombie thing. Okay, maybe that sounds a little messed up, but he's cool, okay? Number 5, Metal Mario. Minus, you're putting another clone so high on the list, I hear you asking. Well, yes, I am a hypocritical piece of shit. I am one of those fucking weirdos that really admired Metal Mario's inclusion in Mario Kart 7. Maybe it's just my love for Mario 64 shining? Who knows? Either way, imagine if you took Mario, gave him a cool voice, and made him a heavyweight. That's a pretty good recipe for a clone in my opinion. Unlike some of the other clones, Metal Mario has a legacy, much like Tanooki Mario and Dry Bowser, so that's why he gets a pass from me. Number 4, Gold Mario. To be honest, the ranking of Metal Mario and Gold Mario can be switched around depending on my mood. Gold Mario may not have as good of an origin as Metal Mario, but I think the reason why I put him here is because of one thing. He's the only unlockable character in 8 Deluxe, which makes him rather elusive. At least I would say that, but I'm sure most people have him by now, so that special effect kinda doesn't work. Either way, I think he's a fine reward for mastering 200cc, and you can flex you have him online, I guess. Number 3. Oh hey, it's Clem. Sorry, I mean King Boo. Not sure where my sudden respect for King Boo came from, but here we are. Back in the Mario Kart Wii days, I used to be a King Boo main. I've always really liked him. Then again, I can say that about Boo in general. There's something so magical about him. Being a heavyweight also gives him some brownie points. King Boo was rightfully put in for 8 Deluxe after not being in 7 or 8 Wii U, so I think justice has been served. Number 2, Shy Guy. Honestly, if it weren't for the number 1 spot, Shy Guy would definitely be at the top for me. Ever since becoming a mainstay in 7, and technically DS, I guess, Shy Guy has been a top character for me. My appreciation also stems from the role in the Mario RPG series. I get a lot of love there. Shy Guy's just a good, goofy little fella. It's always fun, whatever scenario I pick. Not to mention he comes in 9 different flavors, much like Yoshi, so it's clear which character Nintendo likes the most. Shy Guy mains are my people, they deserve the best. And the number 1 pick is Wario. Unsurprisingly, my main is at the top of this list. As a kid, Wario has always been one of my favorite characters due to my sheer love for the Wario Land series. Ever since then, I've used Wario in plenty of the spin-offs. My reason for him being my main in 8 is a bit interesting. Initially, I used to think he was the fastest character in the game. He might have been one of the fastest back in 8 Wii U, but times have changed and so has the meta. Nonetheless, I stuck with him for countless years, only switching characters temporarily. At the end of the day, I'll always return to Wario. My admiration for him has gone far enough to make me switch mains in Mario Kart Wii as well, since I got sick of Funky Kong. I have Mario Kart 8 to thank for me broadening my respect for this muscly man, and it's because of that I choose Wario, not just Mario Kart, but other Nintendo games as well. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that ranking video. Sorry if you don't like me at the end of this, I guess. But hey, it's just my opinion, and opinions are what makes the world go round. Whenever you see me playing Mario Kart 8 again, just keep this list in mind on who my favorite characters are. And hopefully I don't change my mind either, because that would be weird. You know, you watch one of my Mario Kart sessions, you'll be like, hey, I thought you said you liked that character. I don't know, man. We all change. We all change. It's normal. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you want, you can subscribe and follow me on twitch.tv/minusbros, and I will see you in whatever my next video is. So, take care.